Hi, my name's Lucy Horsfield. I'm the Managing Director of International House World Organisation, and I'm really delighted to have this opportunity to talk to you over the next 25 minutes, answering the question, what has really changed in terms of language delivery and language provision in a study abroad context. I'll be joined over the next 25 minutes by some colleagues from IH Manchester, who have provided us with a lovely case study to talk about their experiences. And we'll also be hearing from IH London, Seville, and Berlin students and seeing how they've been getting on in their online environment. But first of all, just to tell you a little bit about our network. We're a network of 150 schools in 52 different countries around the world. And we have been going for 65 years now. So there's quite a lot of experience within our network. We teach 33 languages across the network, but many of our schools offer study abroad experiences. And so they teach languages such as English, Spanish, Italian, German, French, Arabic in an intensive study abroad environment. And also we have a large proportion of teacher training centres in our network. So 80 of our schools provide CELTA, they train teachers of English, or they train teachers of other languages, so initial teaching qualifications for them. So within our network, we have a lot of experience, we have a lot of expertise. But until COVID struck, we were primarily providing courses face-to-face in a face-to-face context. And so what's been really interesting for us over the past 6 months is discovering very rapidly at the beginning how we could deliver this same international house communicative language learning experience in an online context while students weren't able to travel. This is a picture of our international house community, the IH Directors. We meet several times a year, normally face-to-face for conferences. And this was taken from our Directors Conference when we had our first AGM and get together online back in April. And I think for me, that was the first time I really felt confident and started to see how it was possible to have this really engaging, human, enjoyable, interactive experience, even though we couldn't be together. Now, undoubtedly, it would still be wonderful to be in Berlin, for example, now for ICEF, and to be meeting at a stand or at a table and having that conversation. But I think what we have learned, certainly at International House over the past 6 months, is that it really is possible to do many of the things that we were doing face-to-face in the classroom online, and for students to really have that enjoyable life-enhancing experience that they're looking for. We've also been engaging with agents over the summer, particularly, and in recent months through online workshops. And this is something that we've been so delighted with the engagement and uptake that we've had. We found an excellent platform for doing this. And I think that's something that will become a theme of this talk, actually, is that what you need to do is find the right environment for delivering online and find something that enhances and helps what you want to achieve online. And so with this experience, we were able to create a very nice, interactive room where people could come and talk to us. And that's been really successful. And if you haven't been able to join us for a workshop, then please do in the future. So this is the question that we asked ourselves at the start of the pandemic. Is it possible to deliver the interactive, life-enhancing experience of learning and socializing that students normally have when they undertake an international study experience and they go to an international environment? Is it possible to do that online? And what role do technology and online tools have to play in this? I think the answer to the question is yes. It is possible to achieve that. It's possible to achieve a lot of that. And I'm going to show you a clip now of some students at IH Seville, which will hopefully demonstrate this.
Y ahora tenemos que buscar dónde está.
Aquí hay clac, 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 pero bien, bien, bien. La idea es buena, la idea.
Hola.
Oh. Explicando las perífrasis y de pronto empezó a reír.
¿Cansado de los ruidos del tráfico y de la contaminación?
En Corea
Ahora
también.
sí.
So, tú sabes. Lo importante es entender la frase, ¿no?
So you could see there the students in IHWO Seville having a very interactive experience with a fantastic teacher. And so going back to this question of what has changed, well, so many things have changed. Our lives have been turned upside down, but the fundamental pillars of an effective IH language learning experience do remain the same, actually. Students' needs and hopes and dreams are the same. They want to learn and share and engage with each other, and they want human interaction. And they need well-trained teachers who have the skills to deliver interactive and effective lessons. And agents and students need a school behind those teachers. They need the infrastructure and the commitment to quality that they can rely on, because what happens in the classroom is just a small part of the overall learning experience that a student has. If we think about the language learning experience as a whole, we've got the student there at the centre, and often we would focus then on the teacher, which I would argue with International House is an absolutely essential component, of course, and we have expertly trained teachers who are delivering, whether it's face-to-face or online, what students need. But there's so much more going on beyond that, which is the school team, the people that the student needs to interact with in terms of enrolment, the curriculum, ensuring that the student has material that's right for them, right for their level, the processes that are behind all of that in terms of the testing or the systems for supporting a student when something goes wrong, accommodation, all of these things normally are what a school would be dealing with face-to-face. With online, it's different. It might be making sure they can access the classroom easily or providing them support when they miss a lesson. But the principles remain, having the school behind the teacher. And then, of course, there's the environment. And as I said, choosing the right environment to deliver the lesson, I think, is really important, whether that be Zoom or other platforms, or also in the context of Manchester, as they'll be talking about the hybrid environment, which is providing some really useful opportunities. And ultimately, that leads to the student getting the results that they need. If we think about that in the context of a junior student, again, the same applies very much whether the person's going to be studying face-to-face or online. They need to have a specialist teacher. They need somebody that's been trained to teach juniors. There needs to be safety protocols, and that teacher needs to have been vetted and checked. They need to have a curriculum that's fun and engaging and age appropriate. There needs to be processes to communicate with the parents and to provide regular progress testing and support, and to control the students, whether that be online or face-to-face, and ensure that discipline's maintained. The environment needs to be very, very safe. If they were face-to-face, they might be in a colourful, engaging classroom. Online, it needs to be a user-friendly, enjoyable online experience, something that makes them feel comfortable, that's child-friendly. And as I mentioned, there's these safeguarding policies and processes that need to be considered. And then they will have the results that they need, be that giving them an advantage at school or enjoying learning or passing an exam. In this next video clip, we're going to see some students, junior students learning with IHWO London, and hopefully you will see that the way that they're learning is very different to the way that you might learn as an adult, but still they're online. So what role do technology and online tools play in delivering this interactive experience of learning and socialising in an online environment? I'm delighted to say that IHWO Manchester have been doing some really interesting work in this area. They're delivering online classes and also hybrid classes, which is allowing them to maintain stability and consistency of delivery for their students, be it face-to-face or online, whether they can travel, they can't travel, if there's a lockdown, there's not a lockdown, ensuring in any scenario, they can maintain the delivery of the lessons and the students can continue to study. So we're going to hear from Manchester now and hear about what they've been doing, and also hear from the perspective of an agent who works with them and from a student. Thank you very much, Manchester.
Hello, my name is John De O'Leary and I'm joining you from one of our hybrid classes here at IH Manchester. I'm joined by my colleague Mina Ahmedni.
Hi everyone.
And by my colleague Peter Hayes.
Hello there.
Hi Peter.
So it's useful at this stage for us to define what we mean by hybrid classes. We're talking about teaching a small group of students who would be socially distanced in the classroom in Manchester, face-to-face in our school, whilst at the same time we have some other students who are participating in exactly the same class at the same time online via Zoom. So how does it work for face-to-face students? Well, quite simply, the face-to-face students in class see video of the online students on Zoom, and that's projected onto a large screen in the classroom. The face-to-face students can hear the online students via loudspeakers in the classroom. So how does it work for the online students? Well, the online students see each other on Zoom, but they also see the face-to-face students in the classroom in Manchester via a camera in class. And they can hear their teacher and the other students via the microphones that are in the classroom. So the online students also see each other via Zoom. And the teacher can share the virtual whiteboard with both those in class and those online.
So I suppose let me give you a quick tour of our hybrid classroom to show you what all that means. So in our classroom, we use conference cameras for our video, for our microphone, and for our speakers. The camera on the conference camera tracks to the speaker. So either when the teacher is talking or when individual students talking, it's easy for the online students to see and hear them. For materials and whiteboards, we share those on Zoom for our online students, and for our face-to-face students, we use projectors. So both groups of students are seeing the same thing. And in order to allow the face-to-face students to also see the online students, we use TV screens so that all of the individuals online are clearly visible and audible to our face-to-face students. And so both groups can communicate easily and smoothly and have an enjoyable learning experience. So Pete, you talk to a lot of agents and students. What kind of advantages are they reporting to you regarding hybrid and online lessons?
Sure. Mostly they're really just reporting a feeling of confidence that they get, because what they know is that their classes won't be interrupted no matter what conditions we have locally or whatever they may have to quarantine or isolate. Their lessons will still carry on with the same teacher and the same class. And that gives them a lot of confidence. And I think also a feeling of security, because agents realize that schools now teaching online with this hybrid option are offering a viable offer. And that gives them security in these times when of uncertainty going forwards financially. I think that's really important. And I think also the big confidence booster for students and agents is that they know that there's a whole school infrastructure behind the screen here. There's all the backup that you have with a bricks and mortar school available for students and agents with the staff of the school. So when we're thinking of maintaining our school community, which was something that we were really keen to do right from the start of our online journey, then it soon became apparent that Mina, who's on reception in school, is key to this role, because Mina's there for the students in between class and after class. So Mina, could you say a few words about that experience?
Yes, of course. So during the break, I will be in the online break room. It's actually my reception room, and the students popping in my Zoom room. They ask all the questions they have. Sometimes I help them to access their ebooks or other stuff, and they have questions. They just come to my room. Sometimes they come just for a chat. Also, sometimes we organize some social activity in my room. So it's a good way that students come to my room from different class, meet each other, communicate, and socialize a bit.
Cool. And like that sense of community, I think follows into the academics. Very proud that like students and agents have direct contact with key staff like Mina or their teacher or academic managers throughout the student journey. In the classroom, they communicate with each other during the class, obviously, but the Zoom room and the cameras are left on so they can communicate before and after class, which is really important as well. And we also use Microsoft Teams as a platform, a monitored platform for students to communicate easily with each other outside class, whether kind of asking each other a grammar question or just having a little bit of a chat online in a safe platform. And obviously with their teacher as well, just being able to quickly and easily communicate with their teacher and build up that personal relationship, which is so important for studying and enjoying studying. So yeah, that sense of community has been really important, and we're happy to say it's been pretty successful.
Great. And I think with the wider International House school community, we've enjoyed some great collaboration with 6 International House schools. Bristol, Belfast, Galway, Portsmouth, Manchester and Palermo have collaborated on an online social program all the way since lockdown, which has given the students a much more varied program of activities, more frequent, and the activities are much better attended as a result, with a better nationality mix.
With my main area of adults over 30, I created a niche. I was confident, I had an intuition to know what they wanted. With online at the beginning, it was all new again. I gradually realized by asking people, students, what they're looking for, I realized that they were looking for just a couple of hours a week, 4 or 5 hours, no more, because they had to combine it with their daily life. The school in Manchester offered 2 hours a week, 5 hours. That's the most popular. And I realized this is what people are looking for. No more than that. It's something they could cope with, find with my online classes. For example, out of the Facebook, FacetoFace, maybe 1 in 10 students might go on and book, because there's so many offers out there. With my online, I find the proportion of those asking me and then me sending the information, the take up is far higher. Maybe sometimes half of people asking me are taking up the classes. I mean, there are less inquiries, but gradually it's increasing. And because I can offer a package which I'm confident about, and now I have testimonials, I have videos, I have the resources, people to contact and show that it's working, the people trust what I'm offering them. So the take-up's higher than it was with the face-to-face.
That's great. And have you any
So Jose's been studying with us in the hybrid class. How long have you been in the hybrid classes, Jose?
I have been 2 months in the hybrid
2 months,
class.
fantastic. And can you tell us a little bit about how you've been learning English in the hybrid classes?
Yeah, so I have been learning English coming here to IH school, and also having the online classes with the other students that are not here in Manchester. I think that it has been okay for the context in which we are. I think that the teachers has been making a great effort for us for improving our English level. So I think it has been okay with the hybrid classes.
Okay, fantastic. And what's it like? What is it like? I suppose you're in school and there's students online. What's it been like interacting with people who are kind of other side of the world sometimes?
Yeah, that is the most crazy thing, that you can interact, and there is people from other side of the world that they are making the same as you. They are just improving their level of English. And if they are on your level, you can interact as well. Even if, it's kind of similar when you are in the normal class. So I have liked that, and yeah, it has been all good, okay.
Okay, all right, fantastic. Jose, that's it. Thanks very much for sharing your thoughts, and talk to you later. Bye.
No, thanks to you. Bye.
So thank you to IH Manchester. Hopefully that gave you a really good insight into what hybrid lesson looks like, and how that could be really useful at the moment when we're experiencing this fluctuation between being online and being face-to-face. So pulling together everything that we've talked about, I think I wanted to mention something that came about as a result of us thinking about what was important in this context with the online learning experience and what we're going through at the moment. And what we realized, as I said earlier in the presentation, is that having the teacher in the Zoom classroom is really only a small part of it. What's really important also is that we have all of the infrastructure and the support in place before the student enrolls and once they're part of the school. It's not just an isolated experience. As a student said to me, you know, I'm learning with a human being, I'm not learning from the screen. And that extends to how they experience enrolling with the school, how they experience the school responding to problems that they might have, be it with logging in or missing a lesson or wanting to change their course. I think what's important with International House is that we're not just delivering an online class in isolation. There's all of these other aspects. And so on our online promise, we talk about this. We talk about how we enroll students. We talk about the information we provide. We talk about absolutely the qualifications that our teachers have and the experience that they have. But we also think about, you know, how important it is to have academic management in place to look after those teachers, to have regular progress testing, to ensure that students have the chance to give feedback. And so that is why I think, although in so many ways everything has changed, for International House in terms of what we're delivering, very little has changed. Our priorities are still the same. Our commitment to quality is still the same. And fundamentally, if you've got good teachers and a good school and good quality, you can deliver that online or face-to-face or in a hybrid context. The environment can change, but the outcome and the output is still very much the same. And on a final note, I'd just like to show you this video clip from a student at International House Berlin, who's talking about her experience of an online class.
Hi, my name is May and I'm a GLS addict. Ever since a friend of mine told me about the school 9 years ago, I have been back literally every single summer to spend 2 weeks taking classes, refreshing my German and catching up with the fantastic friends I've made there over the years. So this year, being locked down in France, I was really disappointed to realize that that meant no GLS. Then I heard that they were running online classes. And to begin with, I wasn't sure how something so interactive as learning a language could work online until I gave them a try. And I've got to say that I have been amazed. First of all, you get the same incredible teachers that you get when you attend the school. Secondly, it's just as interactive as being there yourself because you're able to participate to the same extent. And then I guess there's the added advantage in that if you occasionally need to go to class in your pajamas, then nobody really needs to know about it. I can't recommend it highly enough.
So I hope you found this webinar useful. I hope it's given you an insight into what we've learnt about the online delivery and flexibility and hybrid courses. If you'd like to experience an online trial lesson, please do contact us. You can email my colleague, Juliana, who will be doing the majority of the meetings at ICEF, and also understand more about it for your students. So please just drop Juliana an email. And that's all from me. Thank you very much. And I hope you enjoy your ICEF online experience.